I'd be kind of curious just to get an idea of like, if there was one thing someone could do to help build their confidence in how they talk about themselves. And maybe you can also touch on like the importance of, I guess, a personal brand. Like you talked about the persona that you built early on, but it was like sort of a fake it till you make it persona versus like this like hyper focus on authentic brands today, which maybe is going a little too far in the other direction, right? Like what is something that someone can do to put themselves out there, build their confidence, but maybe do it in a healthy way? What would you recommend?
Yeah. I mean, when people are trying to build their confidence for a role or for an interview, they take the time to go and do their research on the product, on the company, on the person they're interviewing with, and what how they're going to talk about, what they're going to talk about, all that stuff. So we all invest all this time into this level of confidence that we can project and to come into the meeting and feel really good about it. However, on the flip side, we're less likely to spend time on our understanding ourselves and most importantly, discovering the things that we don't know. What do we not know about ourselves? What do we not know about? What are the gaps that we have that we're unaware of? And I think there's an intentionality that goes with that in the process that requires you to sit down and say, here are the things I've been really good at. I definitely want to hit on these things. But what are the things, like, ask yourself, because there's always that annoying interview question about your top 3 weaknesses, but like, we should be asking ourselves, what are our weaknesses? And we should have awareness around them. Because if I'm going to be really confident in an interview, I'm going to be more confident if I know exactly either how I'm going to answer that tough question, or kind of like be able to validate and back up the areas that I know that I'm weak in. A hiring manager also will respect that and appreciate when somebody has that level of intuition and self-awareness, that they know exactly where their shortcomings are. But I do think that formulates into this whole idea of being more confident, is just to have that underlying understanding and take the time to spend understanding yourself.
Yeah. And these things are scary. So, that's why there's so much information out there that's helping people, explore those things and dig in, because without that understanding, we're just babbling. Right. And so it's good to dig in. So Eddie, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. This is such a deep dive and I loved it. Where can people find out more about you, and what are you working on these days?
Yeah, so partnerportal.io is a company that I'm running right now. We just raised our first round of funding. So if you know anyone in the B2B world that needs a better way to manage their partnerships, we're a good place to start. And then feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. That's probably my most used vehicle. I'm not on Twitter or any of those too often, but LinkedIn definitely is a good place to start.
I love it. Thanks for joining us today, man.